Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture to see how those incidents may or may not affect our daily lives. So, listen, what I wanted to do, I went over the New Orleans attack, and I wanted to kind of let you all see the information that has trickled in regards to the Las Vegas attack. Now, what my understanding is, there are similarities. Now, according to the news conference that we talked about from the last news conference from New Orleans, they saying that that attack was that attack was a lone wolf. Yet we do have another attack going on in Las Vegas that went on in Las Vegas roughly around the same time, with the attacker losing their lives. But there's some similarities to these people that I do want to kind of go over. But first, let me let this news broadcast play, so that we can kind of get a sense of what's going on.
Two U.S. defense officials tell NBC News the man who died in the vehicle that was packed with explosives was a member of the Army's Special Forces and was still on active duty. That blast happened yesterday morning and left at least 7 people hurt. And we are told that incident is being investigated as a possible terrorist attack. But so far, no official word on a motive. NBC News correspondent Morgan Chesky is live for us right now in Las Vegas. Morgan, so much has happened just in the past 24 hours. The FBI said there is no definitive link between the New Orleans attack and this explosion in Las Vegas. But do lay out what we know at this point, specifically about this U.S. Army soldier who died.
So again, the FBI is saying that there is no link, but there's just a couple of similarities. Both men were in the military. Looks like both of them served in and around the same place. Also, both use the same app to get their cars. So there are certain things that are coincidental. They're saying that they are not linked, but there's just so much stuff that is coincidental that no one is wanting to talk about. So let's continue.
Yeah, Morgan, a lot of questions coming in right now. Investigators maintaining this is still a very fluid investigation here. That potential connection, one that the question's been raised, but just in New Orleans a few minutes ago, we heard, at least for right now, there does not appear to be any potential connection between the tragedy in New Orleans and between the Cybertruck explosion here on the steps of the Trump International Hotel. As for that individual you mentioned, 2 senior law enforcement officials have told NBC News that the man who rented that Cybertruck in Colorado using the car sharing app Turo has been identified as Matthew Allen Livelsberger. Now, he is a member of the armed forces. In fact, he was a member of special forces. And right now, he's only been identified as the individual who rented that Cybertruck.
Both New Orleans and Vegas attackers were in the military. He was in the special forces. I can't remember real quickly, but the other guy was in a very specialized unit as well. So, in my opinion, people are looking at the fact that, this is where, I'll let it continue and I'll just give my commentary pretty much at the end, because there's just a couple of things that I don't know if people are really actually recognizing. I don't know if people are that we don't want to see it, because again, we are a capitalistic society and commerce has to move. But let's just continue with what they have to say about the Vegas attack.
It remains to be seen if he was actually the one inside who died. And that is part of this very much ongoing investigation, according to both the local and federal investigators. What's interesting about this is that the FBI department in Colorado has announced that they are conducting a series of searches in and around the Colorado Springs area. And that is connected to this very investigation here. So with the knowledge that this Cybertruck was rented in the state of Colorado by Livelsberger, and that has a concurrent FBI search ongoing, we do see more potential pieces starting to fall into place. What remains to be seen is that if there was any potential connection from Livelsberger, who rented the Cybertruck, and the individual who rented that truck in New Orleans. However, again, at least at this point in this investigation, there is nothing tying those two individuals together, although they do both appear to have been members of the military.
Morgan, give us a sense. I mean, what else do we know, though, specifically about the next steps in this investigation? I mean, so much has happened. This is such an active, fluid, moving situation. Can you give us a sense of the timeline of what happened yesterday?
Well, yes, and technology has really been a big.
And I wanted to cut here because, again, the New Orleans tacker put his information, as I understand it, out on Facebook. So, excuse me. He put his information out on Facebook. So, sorry about that. It's my understanding that he put his information out on Facebook. And he said that he was, they're saying that he was radicalized online. So it's going to be interesting when they pull this young man's information. Will that come out the same way that they were radicalized online?
Help in figuring out a bit of a timeline here. We know, thanks to Tesla, they were able to provide information from their charging stations that allowed authorities to somewhat pinpoint the course that this Cybertruck took from Colorado here to Las Vegas. And then, using surveillance cameras in the cities, they saw the Cybertruck driving up and down the famed Vegas Strip around 7:30 yesterday morning, saying that it was around 8:21 exactly when the Cybertruck pulled into the valet area of the Trump International Hotel behind me. And then, shortly after arriving, witnesses say it was only 10 to 15 seconds later that surveillance video captured that incredible explosion that happened. Fire crews on the scene in about 4 minutes, and they were able to contain that blaze to really just the vehicle itself. And it was after that we learned that they did recover a single body from the charred wreckage of that Cybertruck. But they also...
Y'all see that Cybertruck that's while he's doing this news report, y'all see that Cybertruck that's right behind him? That's so eerie. That is so eerie.
Found, Morgan, in the back of the truck, canisters of gasoline, canisters of camping fuel, as well as the remnants of large commercial grade of firework mortars, several of which you can really hear going off in some of the videos that authorities have provided. The whistling, the crackling that we're used to hearing with fireworks, you can absolutely hear in some of the videos that have been released. So all of this kind of painting a clearer picture as to what happened. I think the big question that remains, at least right now, is why? What was the motive here? And that is why I think we're seeing those FBI searches in neighboring Colorado, trying to gather more evidence here in search of that motive that remains unseen right now.
Now we want to bring in Alex.
So you see this. And again, we're not going to go over that. There is another video that I've done to talk about that. But you heard that information. So they're still investigating. He was active duty. So they're having to comb through all of his information as an active duty serviceman to see who he's talked to and all of this stuff. Y'all, what makes it interesting is the fact that it happened so close to each other and some of the similarities. Now, the police in their investigations are saying that these two cases are not linked, but they're still having to comb through the digital footprint left by these two men. So once they do that, I'm quite sure that because the only link I see right now, there's two links that they were in the military and that they use the same app to rent these cars. So it's just too much for me to kind of think. My conspiratorial mind will take over. And like I said, I need a little bit more information before I let that run amok. But y'all, it's a lot for the new year. We've come into this new year with the attacks. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Like I said, they've given us as much information as they can, and just to be fair, you're not going to, to be fair, with the way things happen, they're wanting to cross their I's and dot their T's because everyone is looking at them. So allow them to dot their I's and cross their T's. However, lone wolves are always more interesting. I mean, are more convenient simply because you don't have to do any more extra investigation. Because I am quite sure that there's too many lone wolves in this country that seems a little too suspicious to me. I think everybody is not a someone who can do an IED. So where do they get the materials? Who do they know? This person had all this camping equipment and fireworks and stuff like that. Where do they get the fireworks? Who do they know? What was going on? Just a whole lot of questions. And why at the beginning of the new year was this done? Mm, mm, mm. You think it's because they know that someone is leaving and the other person is coming in, and they're wanting to hit the person going out before they come in. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, uh, rest in peace, Jimmy Carter. Then go back to what I just said. Go back to that legacy and see what's going on. All right, people. We do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Y'all, please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you cannot stand that I'm over here making these videos. Child, I did a reading of the Justin Baldoni's suit against the New York Times, and it was 80 something pages. And honey, you can hear it in my voice. I'm gonna have to go in here and sip on some tea, honey, and lemon, and rest my voice unless something comes up today. But anyway, y'all be cool, y'all be easy, and as always, bye bye.